The rights fee to the cable cast has been waived by the MIAA on behalf of the students of Hopkins Academy. The MIAA represents nearly 400 senior high schools across the Commonwealth and more than 200,000 young men and women who participate annually in the MIAA governed athletic competition. Any rebroadcast or republication of this program without the written consent of the MIAA is prohibited.
Hello everyone and welcome to Hopkins Academy Golden Hawks versus the Turners Falls Thunder. We are here today at Westfield State, coming to support this Hopkins Academy team. Last time we saw Hopkins play Turners was in the Western Championship game. It's been a long time since Hopkins been in that game. But just because Hopkins lost 8-1 does not mean this is not going to be a close game today. Turners having a different type of energy coming into this game, as I noticed that last time. They seem to have almost an attitude that they don't look as locked in per se. And Hopkins also coming in not looking as locked in. So this is going to be an interesting game today watching both teams. Definitely have a lot riding on this for Hopkins. Going to the state final game would be huge. I am Cassidy Fiden, and we are joined today by my friend and broadcasting partner, Alexis Seelig.
Yeah, I'm very pumped for within the next hour or two.
So we're joining this game. We see all eyes today are on Madison, and she is pitching for Turners Falls. Amazing player, and I don't mean to sound too overzealous about her as a player, but all eyes are on her. I think that what comes down to the game today is that if Hopkins can't hit, then they're not getting points on the board. It doesn't matter how good the defense of Hopkins is because they really couldn't hit much last game. And going into it, they couldn't get the bats on the ball. I mean, on the mound, Madison was really dominating. So if Hopkins gets the bat to the balls, then it's going to be different. Also, something that's going to be important going into this game is how pitcher Kaylin Zakaitis handles this pressure, because last game we saw an early talented, but only in 8th grade. Together, Izzy Palmisano's starting for Hopkins. Also, sorry about any noise we have background here. We are right next to the speaker, and we are also next to Bear Country, also announcing the game. But Hadley Media's got on top of that. Ball thrown, ball 1. Also very nice. There is so I think that
weather's also a little bit better today, less sunny. Last game the sun was right in the players' eyes, so a bit better for the players, less sunny, more clouds today, so easier to catch those flyouts.
2 balls, no strikes.
Nice, Izzy!
3 balls, no strikes. Madison having laps early in this game, but again, it's 3 pitches. It's not going to make much of a difference.
Yeah, frustrated with the calls, just missing outside. First strike for Izzy.
Yeah, so again, Izzy's game up Falls coaches. A bit of a mistake trying to coaches, so trying to listen in.
No, something within the Turners Falls bench. They need to call 911.
Oh no. Medical emergency for Turners Falls bench. Really hope whatever's going on down there is everything's all right, because a player's health is much more important than any outcome of any game here today. Whatever's going on, I have my hopes and prayers going out for that player on the Turners bench. But whatever is, it could be a player, a coach. Can't see into the dugout. We actually have an ambulance being called. Early on in this game, nobody has actually gotten on base yet. 3 balls, 1 strike. But whatever it is, it's not. There's a nurse here, and they don't need immediate assistance, so that is hopeful. Well, while we're here and we have a little bit of pause in this game, the time here is 3:05, and it is 77 degrees with a nice breeze, keeping these players cool. It's going to be cloudy for the rest of the day. Sun may peek out right before sunset, but again, it's pretty cloudy here. UV of 4, not too bad. Feels around 78. Pretty humid, though. I think that's the biggest contributor to the heat. Turner's Falls. Did Turner's Falls happen to enter that dugout?
Sorry, what did you say?
Did they enter the dugout?
Who?
Turner's Falls.
Oh, no, the Turner's Falls players are behind the dugout currently.
Yeah, so I feel like whatever's going on here, that any type of, they may have to call this game if it's like something really serious, because that's the players, if they're seeing this, experiencing, they're going to be in no condition to play. Kind of like what happened with the Bills in that game. Once their player was out, they can't continue that type of game once something's happened. You're just going to be in. But with these tournament games, they're super hard to reschedule.
Yeah, certainly. So we hope everything's okay, whether it's a player, coach, or anybody else. So hopefully we can get some help here soon and resume the game.
But from our view, obviously everyone seems to be like concerned, but it doesn't seem to be a life or death situation here. Nobody seems to be needing to be like super rushed. Something exciting is we will be having live score updates for the baseball game today. Hopkins Academy Baseball also having a lot of success. They are playing today. They are going to be away. Pull up this stats here. They're playing. Hopkins is playing Pioneer at Pioneer in the Final Four also. We will see. I think there's going to be a lot of Hopkins students attending that game. So something to discuss that game is that if they have a lot of fans, a lot of the fans that I heard are going are loud and definitely know how to get in a pitcher's head. So if there is a big show for the baseball game today, that will affect a lot. And also, if you are on the softball side more than baseball, it's going to be disappointing for you because you're going to be looking at a lot of fans at the baseball game, not as many students showing up to the softball game.
Oh. Yeah, nothing currently happening. The game as soon as possible. We are waiting for Hopkins players trying to distract themselves, as well as the Turner's Falls players waiting in the dugout. Turner's Falls players happen to be behind the dugout doing some stretches.
Yeah, so obviously it's not the time to think about the game. Whatever any concerns that anybody on the Turner's Falls team has is definitely about the health and safety of their coach or teammate. But whatever does happen, it is going to be hard for Turners to stay mentally in this game. I couldn't. Is a game they can't take too much time either. There's a doubleheader game, so the other Western Mass semifinal game's being played here right after the game at 5. So that's going to be tough. We have Jessie Markowski waving to us. She looks very confused as what's going on. She looks very confused on what's going on, as I think a lot of those players are being left in the dark, but I just did some hand signal communication to her, so now she is aware of what's going on. Hope that doesn't affect her play. I hope I didn't just sit off a...
I don't think Jessie's going to be too out of it after this.
Yeah, but I mean, as a lot of NFL fans saw with that Damar Hamlin situation, the players, once something tragic like that happens, you're in no position to continue that game. But it also puts you in a bad situation because in playoffs and that type of situations, these games are crucial. And we do have an ambulance arriving now, pulling in with lights on.
How are they going to get it?
They will probably just drive through the field. But also, seniors are out for the year, so we haven't seen these seniors a lot lately. And I don't know if that will affect the play of the game, if they are... Oh, we also have a fire truck here. They're trying to get through, maybe move that tent that's in the way, or pull out a stretcher. Also, trying to distract from whatever grim's going on here. We have a Hadley Media Bear Country feud going on as they are right under us. We will see who has better coverage. No, I'm just kidding. They look very professional down there, but more of a radio where we have the live stream going on. So it's cool to see another presence going on. We have a stretcher being brought over to the dugout. Whatever happened, that person is still in the dugout. I can't see Turner's players right now, but Hopkins players kind of seeing now what's going on. They look starting to sit down, kind of look back and really see what's going on. But it's also, I'm glad that they didn't need the nurse that is here on immediate assistance. And while we have some time while they are dealing with this emergency, we will discuss some of what happened last game. Last game, we saw the biggest thing irritating fans from the Hopkins side was a call out on Taylor Berry when she was accused of leaving third early, and that got the out right. So that, and then they had to go back in from hitting. I'm pretty sure there was the ball was hit. They said Taylor Berry left early. We had Jason Venditti, very supportive Hopkins fan, always great to see him. He pointed out that on the video that whatever happened was not true. So that definitely changed the course of the game, kind of threw Hopkins all out of whack right when they started getting hits on that board. So I think that though that score looked different last, that game is definitely not a reflection of what this game's going to be like.
player, but it does appear to be a parent and or coach. They are getting medical assistance ACE.
Hope whatever happens, everything's okay. It's really, yeah, as I said earlier, it doesn't matter what happens in the game. It's really about, it's just, at the end of the day, this is a game. We're supposed to be having fun. If there is any, I just hope that whatever's going on here, that's fixed first before any problem. Also, if you notice that our sound is different, we don't have the normal sound system up today, and we are next to the speaker, so sorry for any sound difficulties with us here. And just reviewing, we are still Hopkins is just starting hitting. We're at the top of the first. Izzy Palmisano up to bat with 3 balls, 1 strike when this game does resume. If the game also does resume. If we are looking at what else is going on, let's look at some.
What about some national holidays?
Oh, is it the time for national holidays? We
It might
usually.
be a little early, but why not when we have the time?
While I'm pulling up the national holidays, I will talk about something that I find really interesting. Man City winning the Champions League in soccer, or some say football. They won, which is super big in the world of sports. For those who don't know what the tournament is, it's pretty much kind of like the World Cup of soccer, except not World Cup, I'm sorry, like the Super Bowl of soccer, kind of, except it's a lot bigger worldwide. So that's pretty cool in the world of sports. Big weekend for that. You've seen those players out. Takes a second to pull up these national holidays. Usually I have a bit more time to prepare for this. And the connection, though it's cool to be in a press box here, the connection is not the best. Today is June 13th, and Alexis, I'm going to read you these, and then you're going to give your comment on them, all right?
One more is in Bailey's birthday, so big shout out to Lainey Bailey. Big birthday, so we will be cheering.
I was on this softball varsity team for a couple years in the past, and I do play other sport, soccer with Lainey Bailey, and as a teammate, she is just a true example of what it's like to be a teammate. And we have a woman being carted away on stretcher, and true claps and rallying for the health of this member of Turner's from all the fans around, which is great to see. But she also is completely awake, looking fine, mobile, which is also great to see. But continuing with the national holidays, we'll probably have another quick warm-up for this Turner's pitcher. It is International Community Association Managers Day.
Ooh, International Managers Day?
Yes, it says start your career as a community association manager in this thriving industry.
Really, I don't really know much about these managers, but interesting.
National Sewing Machine Day. I know Izzy Palmisano's a sewer, and she's up to bat right now.
Oh yeah, big sewing team. They do like to sew. They have Izzy, but I know a few of them have sewn some tops.
Crafty players.
Yeah, very crafty, artsy players we have on the Hopkins team.
Feast of St. Anthony. Oh, wow, that's really cool. He is the beloved saint of the church. What I know about him is the Church of Finding Lost Things.
That's
exciting. It is also the Feast of St. Anthony Day in Spain. It's listed twice on here. National Axe Throwing Day.
Axe throwing. I've honestly wanted to try that. I've seen TikTok videos of people axe throwing. pretty cool.
My mom tried it the other day. She actually said she did good on it, which is surprising.
Seems very challenging. So I'd be up for it though, but I might get a little frustrated.
So we have word from the speakers that
Let's go, Liz!
Oh, okay, we're ready to go up here. We have the pitcher probably getting some practice pitches, I assume. I think that'd be fair. Yeah, we're getting some warm up from this, so we will continue.
Just saw the action behind the softball stadium here. And then we will be back on our way and hopefully some timely fashion before the next semifinal game.
National Forklift Safety Day. Do a bit of heavy lifting today and commit to safe work environments.
I might need to try that out since I'm not going to CrossFit today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, lady!
All right, so we see Izzy Palmisano walking out. National Francis Day.
Let's go, Liz!
Oh, National Francis Day. That's my Beepa's name. Shout out to my Mima and Beepa watching at home. They're great supporters, and I love them very much. So if they're listening, shout out to them. All right. Top of the first, Izzy Palmisano up to bat. Hopefully no more craziness in this game. Foul, 3-2. Hopefully Izzy gets on base here, something that this team had trouble with last game.
Yeah, I mean, Izzy's a very strong, confident hitter. She's able to find those gaps, so just a nice little slap and run. She certainly has some speed. Will certainly help this Hopkins team.
For sure, and Maddie making the pitch. Izzy again having the same type of foul ball. Looks like she's a bit behind it. To get the ball in play. That gap by second base, and she makes her way on first base. So that's huge for this Hopkins team because that took them so long to do. That took them a very, very long time to do last game. Center fielder Daisy Venditti going up.
Yeah, Daisy!
Senior for this team again. Strong, important presence for this team.
Come on, Daisy!
High pitch ball. Also, we see the presence of good luck, if that's what you want to call it, a good luck charm named Barb, who I will talk about in a second. Low pitch, another ball, 2-0 count. Barb, I guess they found her at Texas Roadhouse on Daisy's birthday, she's been with this team since we had an interview about Barb with Izzy Palmisano, but that interview I think had some technical difficulties with it. Strike thrown, 2-1 count, and I think that interview might have had. We saw Barb be announced, who seems, I guess the team lost this doll, and it was hidden by like the baseball team, and a strike thrown, 2-2 count. What do you think about that call, Alexis? You seem to disagree with it.
I don't know. It looks a little on the outside to me, but, I'm not down there, so I can't really tell.
I agree with that.
Nice.
High pitch ball.
Good luck.
Pitcher here seeming to have some trouble finding her groove early in this game. Alexis is using the speaker as a drum. It works pretty good. Swing and a miss. That is strike 3.
Let's go!
Taylor up to in college, and just huge presence for this team. When she has her game, she is on. right, so we have a runner on first, 1 out.
Taylor, very strong hitter, definitely a home run hitter, so she can hit it out of here like nothing. So just looking to make contact. She can also run, hit triples. She's a do-it-all type of hitter.
Maddie threw a strike there, making it an 0-1 count, 1 out, runner on first. We have foul ball to the backstop, 0-2 count. No balls, 2 strikes.
Here we go, 5!
But again, she's getting contact on it. It's not like they're just swinging, no contact, looking frazzled. This Hopkins team looks on it. The low pitch almost going for it, but pulls back. And we get call from the second ump so that is a 1-2. And the ambulance is pulling away, so my thoughts and prayers go out to whoever was in there. Hope they are okay. High outside pitch. 2-2 count.
Great eye by Taylor. So 2-2. So really looking to make contact. There appears to be a school bus here, so I wonder if it's one of the visiting.
Taylor hits the ball. It is going and no catch by the center fielder. Didn't get anything on it. Izzy is going to third. Looks like they're throwing the ball. Almost gets it, and that throw to third causes Taylor Berry to advance to second.
Just the start that Hopkins needed after the Daisy Venditti strikeout, the little delay. Really getting on base is important for this Hopkins team.
Great turn out there for Taylor Berry's hit. Huge, and as we were saying, Taylor Berry is a huge hitter. And now birthday girl Lainey Bailey up to bat.
There we go, Lainey, birthday girl. Yes.
Great player, great friend of mine too.
Why are they moving in? She's a power hitter. Yeah, Lainey Bailey.
So, yeah, that ball was hit, and just center fielder ran back a bit and put her glove up, but it was just over. So, great hit.
Second and third.
Right, 1 out, runners on second and third. Lainey Bailey up to bat. Strike thrown, 1-1 count.
Lainey, you got it.
Yeah, but again, as I was talking to Alexis before this game, these mistakes that Turner's makes, and that is a strike, a swing and a miss for Lainey Bailey. The mistakes that Turner's makes are just painted over by the pitcher's success, and he's just getting a lot of strikeouts, and so when mistakes are made in this field, it doesn't really have an effect. And Lainey Bailey is another swing and a miss here.
Come on, Mush! Let's go, Mush! You got it, Mush!
Cassie Mashensky up to bat. Last time I talked to Lainey Bailey and analyzing her gameplay, she did hitter, but she did have some trouble hitting against this pitcher here. And now we have Cassie Mashensky up to bat. 2 outs, runners on second and third. Hopefully she will get some contact enough to send at least one of these players home. RBI, we can't have an RBI because, 2 outs, but, just something to send somebody home. She goes in for the bunt and doesn't get contact on it. But my concern here is, why would you bunt on the 2 outs? Ugh, not what I would do. 100% not what I would do. In last game going into it, I said that if bunting was a strategy for this team, don't do it. She gets a hit, and the throw goes to first, getting the out, so nobody comes in for Hopkins. And Turner's squashing that run potential for Hopkins.
Great inning for Madison to keep the runners on base and no no points scored, but not ideal for Hopkins. They want to get those runs, and they want them early, so they're not down coming the end of the game.
All right, Hopkins taking the field. And also, I'm here in the Spare Country. He has like that type of announcer voice. Let me know if I should start that, And Hopkins Academy taking the field. You really got to get that. And look at that hit. Just spectacular. Maybe I should develop that. I don't know. We'll see. It could be cool. If I start sounding like, I just come in, next time you hear me, I just sound exactly like Tony Romo, like Chris Collinsworth. Oh no, Chris Collinsworth, that's not a guy I want to sound like, because, I don't know. It's not really Patriots fans to sound like, but comes in. And Jesse making, I kind of like that, but we see Hopkins taking the field, had some success hitting, a lot more than they did early in that game last time they played Turners, so already a brighter spot. And now we see Kaylin taking the mound. And this is huge for this Hopkins team, how she performs, because it would just be a lot to have Cassie Dion go in early, as she is so young. And I think that in these big games, it can be very emotional pitching. Staying consistent. We will see how she does. And also, sorry for the background noise. We do have the speaker right next to us playing some cool music. Fun to listen to for us, but not copyright. And even in this warm-up here, we are seeing some high pitches from Kaylin.
I mean, some of these names are quite challenging. If I didn't know them personally, I probably wouldn't be able to pronounce them.
Well, I think that pronunciation isn't hard, but it's like they look different than they're written. Yeah. And I mean, we live in a Polish town here in Hadley, so could be part of the factor. Strike thrown, good pitch there for Zakaitis. But I think you have different groups of people grouped together. So if you live in a Polish town, it gets easier to pronounce Polish names. Got some contact on that foul ball. That means it's an 0-2 count. Kaylin having a good setup to get a strike out here. Here we go, Kay. And high pitch, a little bit of a lollipop there, maybe looking for a changeup, but wasn't successful. Also, I want to highlight, I've seen some amazing photos taken of baseball from Kyle Grabowski on Instagram, Twitter, the Gazette. They look great. And she hits it, fielded by Taylor Berry, then fielded by Cassie Mashensky, bounces off her foot, then picked up by Taylor Berry. And Madison Libertanian ends up getting on first. Kind of unfortunate, a bit of a beamer going right at Cassie Mashensky, so that's a tough one to pick up. But once she got that, she made the throw. So, Taylor made the throw, but it got there. Tough, kind of should have been an out, but runner on first, no outs. High pitch ball. Hopkins again playing as the away team. I wonder how they decide that.
I think it is determined by their seeding. So Hopkins is a lower ranked seed, so they are the designated visiting team, while Turner's is higher. But I think they both wear their away jerseys as it is the state tournament, and they are playing at a neutral site.
Cool. Right. 2 balls, no strikes, runner on first. High pitch again, Kaylin needing to level out this ball. Sunday, I'm starting to sweat. It's getting a bit hotter. I think some of the clouds are growing away, and that is a low pitch. That's 4 pitches. Up to bat now, and it's going to be important. We can't have a lot of. We can't. Already. They need runners on first and second, no outs.
The Greenfield softball teams appears to be here already in the back, warming up, getting ready for their game that will appear after this.
Yeah, and as I said, with that stoppage time, it may push that game back a little, which kind of just pushes everything back at the end of the day. Could be tough. Hits it and goes to the outfield. Unfortunately, we have Madison Libertanian running in. Izzy making the throw. Caught by Lily Elia, which is a double for that first baseman. Puts runners on first and second and gives Turner's Falls a lead of 1. Again, no outs too, and now now Hopkins is in a bad position because there's runners on second and third, and there's no outs.
Now batting for the Thunder, playing third base, number 6, Katie Wozniak.
This is number 6, Katie Wozniak, up to bat. And Hopkins was in the same position where they had runners on second and third, but because Turner's already made those outs, they could stop the score from getting any bigger. Also, what I found from watching last game is the second half of the Turner's lineup is not as strong as the first half. And I'm not saying the second half of this lineup is bad hitters, but I'm just pointing out the fact that the top part of their lineup is really dominant and getting the bat on the ball, which I'm pretty sure they got the majority of hits in that game. So it's kind of hard once you get past that really skilled hump. It's better for the team. And strike thrown. 2-1 count. Crazy pitch ball. Wild one. And if that great stop by Lily Elia, because if that went behind her, that would have been a steal from third base to home. And something that Hopkins isn't used to, this backstop is a bit longer than we have our Hopkins home.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of a bigger factor having to run back, catch those balls that get behind.
And another player is again, it's going to be super important if Kaylin can start putting strikes on the board because hit. Obviously, walks happen, but it's going to be a huge factor of this game. Good pitch there, strike. And swing and a miss, that is strike 2. Or the scoreboard says strike 1, but the ump did signal 2, so see if that's a scoreboard issue. For this Turner's team making the score early on, 4-0. And we see Cassie Dion already warming up early in this game, which what I said cannot happen. Oh, she's coming out. We have a pitching switch already.
Yep. Cassie started off well in the Western Mass Finals game, so hopefully she remembers how these hitters are and can get Hopkins some strikes. She gets the players to swing, which is helpful for the Hopkins defense to get those quick outs. They often swing low for easy ground outs.
Yeah, it's not impossible for Kaylin to come back into this game later, but I think what Alexis said is very important because these players have trouble hitting off Kaylin, but they can hit off Cassie, but our defense is good enough to make these plays, and they're not usually big hits. They're poppers. And as I said it early on before this game even started, it's going to be tough to have such a young player play so long in state semifinal game, but she's proven in the state championship game that she can come in tight situations and play good. And also, as Kaylin's a great pitcher, but as a coach, you can't wait for her to start making those strikes. We can't wait for that score to pile up. I think that's a bit what happened last game. That score kept piling up, and Hopkins didn't make any changes. And then once some changes were made, some successes were found. But in a big game, you can't wait. You can't wait until it gets too late. Should be National Rhyming Day because that was sweet. Can't wait till... Wait, what did I say? Can't wait till it gets too late. There we go. And also, I really hope Hopkins doesn't go with bunting. That is ridiculous if they go with bunting. Strategy, I mean, these coaches are a lot more experienced in the field of softball than I am, but that would be ridiculous to me. And foul tip. Also, what is it with this team bunting? Hopkins bunting with 2 outs?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the game plan is, but I'm not experienced in the sport of softball, so yeah.
It's like using your best soldiers as a human shield. It doesn't make any sense. Foul tip again. Cassie Dion starting off strong with 2 strikes, no balls. Yeah, this Bear Country announcer's voice is a lot cooler than mine. And Cassie Dion makes the pitch and coming in. And it is a good look. It moves the ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Whoa! Whoa! Cassie Dion getting a strikeout. That was a high ball. That was ridiculous. At the helmet, calling that a strikeout? Ridiculous, but I'm not mad. Get us that first out on the board.
I mean, it was at a good level over the plate, but traveled up after, so I think that's what the ump was calling, but I'm not totally sure.
I respect that.
Nice.
And strike thrown by Dion, coming in strong, looking good. She's young, but she's a fighter, coming in good. Foul tip. And again, also, this is the second part of the Turners lineup, which, as I said earlier, isn't like the first part. And the score is 4-0, so Hopkins getting in a big deficit already in the bottom of the first. Gonna need to turn this around real quick.
Yeah, forced quite a bit of runs.
It's been hit, popped up, called out by Izzy Palmisano, makes the catch, gets the second out, runner on second. The base coach is mad that the runner on second didn't take that opportunity to tag back up and run. They may be discussing some steal opportunities. I will let you know. And runner on getting that last out, stopping the score from going up anymore. Coming in. I like to call her Dijon Mustard. That's my nickname for her.
That is quite a nickname. Yeah, but Hopkins in quite a big deficit. So Cassie doing a great job limiting the amount of Turner's Falls runs, but Hopkins needs to get their bats going early and, next inning.
Yeah, and that was foul tip. I agree with Alexis completely. Like, we can't keep waiting until it's too late and then right in the last inning, oh, wow, you get a bunch of hits. It doesn't matter. And it's hit up, fielded by Taylor Berry, makes it throw to first, and that is the last out for Hopkins. The coach is yelling, really excited, but I wouldn't be too excited right now. I mean, obviously, stay up for Hopkins, but, I would not be too happy with that inning. But huge pitching there for Cassie Dion. So young, but having so much success. I'm going to get my water. Will you talk for a minute?
Softball's about a game of runs, so a team at any point can to get going with Maggie P up. So big hitter for Hopkins up, but very excited for her to come up. But yeah, so top of the second, about to enter. We got Maggie P, then Jessie and Lily for our next three. Hoping to get on base and score some runs.
Don't sleep on these hitters because they are usually in the later part of the lineup, but they do great. They do great when they get that bat on the ball. Huge. And again, sorry for the music right next to us. Hope it doesn't impair your listening, but we see another team rolling up. That looks like Greenfield. They're both wearing green. If that's a team wearing dark green, and then that's a team wearing dark green, may have some issues. That's Greenfield. So who's the other team wearing green? I'll have to pull up this bracket. And we got Maggie Potter up to bat, someone who's been hosting a lot of team dinners lately. We have seen her mom doing a great job. Team this team rallied together. That is Jocelyn Potter over there. Huge support for this team, and a lot of the unsung heroes are the parents. And also these walks are almost always coming back to haunt Hopkins because those are runs in that Hopkins didn't need to get in. So hopefully those walks won't come back to haunt them.
And shout out to the parents. They're what makes teams happen and function, and they are a big part of team successes. But yeah, Cassie's looking up the teams. Low pitch, that's going to be a ball. Nice eye by Matt on that pitch.
Looks like it's Greenfield versus Toronto. Hopefully I said that right. But if that is, and that's foul tip, 1-1 count. If that is whoever it is, it's going to be an issue if they're both wearing dark green. It's going to be a problem that they need to get sorted. Maybe someone's going to wear pennies today. Well, like those gym class pennies. Mr. Sudnick always has those gym class pennies out, and they always smell like someone's step cousin who's worn them for a month straight, exercising every day. Sweaty. Pop up. Foul. That puts us at a 2-2 count.
Maggie's seeing the ball well, not swinging at those low pitches. I know those can be a little bit devious from such a good pitcher.
She hits the ball and goes over the second baseman's glove, getting on first. There we go, Potter, on that base. Good for her.
Good hit. In the top of the first by Izzy. So just Hopkins doing a great job getting in those gaps, finding to get a runner on base for a big power hitter like Jessica Markowski.
I really want to get to the bottom of why they're both. They're wearing green, right? I think they're wearing green.
They do appear to both be wearing. It was indeed Greenfield, but I guess they are. That was Toronto.
Strike thrown against Smakowski here. Jesse Markowski, first baseman, 1 strike, no balls, runner on first, no outs. Top of the second. Swing and a miss at a crazy high pitch. Jessie really needing to relegate which one she's swinging at.
Interesting stat here. Hopkins does have 3 hits, while Turner's Falls is a nice 4 hits with 4 runs. So Hopkins really needs to do a better job of bringing runners home and advancing them on base.
Unfortunately, Jessie Markowski has struck, and that puts us at 1 out. Runner on first, and Lily Elliott up to bat. And I think the difference between these Hopkins hits versus these Turner's hits is that Turner's put themselves in a position where they didn't have any outs when they were making these plays. And, we have time called by Coach Christopher. But Turner's put themselves in a good position where they had the runners on, and then they started getting outs. So even though there were outs, they were getting RBIs. And Hopkins, these past couple times, not putting themselves in that good position.
We just saw interesting move by the Turner's team. They are going to bring their first baseman. At first it was the second baseman and keep one a little wide to prepare for the short hitting of Lily Elliott.
And they were right. Lily Elliott makes the bunt. Maggie Potter going to second. Why are we bunting? Jeez Louise.
The pitcher, number 18, Cassie Dion.
That puts us at 2 outs. Ah, man. Play call, Blue 42, set. Huh. Cassie Dion up to bat. I think that is comical. We're already having bats and balls with strikeouts, so another out on the board. Cassie Dion making the hit, and there we go, the 3rd out, which we wouldn't have had if we didn't bunt. And again, that was a good bunt by Lily, but this is a strong Turner's team, and it doesn't matter what type of bunt you get because they're going to make the throw and make the out. So if you're bunting, there's going to be another out on that board that Hopkins is already struggling to face with. Man. Hopkins doesn't need another hurdle to jump over with outs because they already can't jump over the ones they have. We saw that last game. Turner's just having, these teams are, it doesn't seem like it, but these teams are pretty equal in their fielding abilities, and it's just, when it comes down to it, Turner's is getting on base, and they look more ready, which shouldn't be the case for this Hopkins team because they are filled with talent. Unfortunate. And I really hope to not see that anymore because we saw a bunt attempt by Cassie Mashensky with 2 outs? Why?
We got 9 coming up for Turner's Falls, so we'll see how Cassie is able to take out how she's going to pitch against their number 1 hitter in the first spot, Madison Limitanian. Bottom of the second.
And this is Madison Beats up to bat. And again, Cassie Dion having a bit of an easier time because this is not the top of their lineup and the top of that Turner's lineup. Woo! Great pitch there for Dijon Mustard. Strike.
I feel like it's on the call. Yeah, it definitely will. It's like in by this. That is...
High pitch. Ball. 1-1 count.
Cassie. You're good, Cass.
So, Hopkins. Strike thrown. And I think this is, because last time I was saying their strike zone looked really tall. The players agreed with me, but now the strike zone looks high again. They're not going for these thigh pitches. They're going for the helmet ones. It may be my angle, but these look like high pitch. Oh, looking for the changeup, but just doesn't make there. That could have been lethal if that went a bit further. That I was fooled. I was like, where'd it go? but it could have been lethal, didn't make it. Something as Cassie Dion develops as a player and gets older will develop with her. And popped up, called out by Daisy, drops it. Should have been an easy out for Hopkins, dropped ball.
That now brings up the order, Madison Limitanian. Let's very excited to see how huge smile on her face. Very good. Looks ready to face anybody, not worried about how good they are.
Madison hits the ball, goes past Izzy Palmisano, and we have a runner running into home and Madison stopping at second. So with that pop-up to Venditti, I think, as I said earlier, this top of the lineup is great hitters. It's important to get those outs when we can get them because it's going to be nearly impossible to get outs against players like Madison Limitanian. And Addison Myers, same thing. Addison Myers up to bat, and last time we saw a huge hit from her. So these players, especially the top, these players can hit, and if we can't make easy outs, how are we supposed to make hard ones? But mistakes are made every game, so no need to harp on one. You just got to move on to the next one. 1 ball, no strikes. And there's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're at the bottom of the second.
Hopkins defense pushed a little far back in the outfield for a power hitter like number 18 for Turner's Falls.
Hits it, and that's just where we needed to be if we weren't pushed back. Another run goes in. Wow.
We have a courtesy runner for the catcher, Myers. Ivy Lopez running for Myers.
We got a pitch runner. Score 0-5. 0-6, I'm sorry. 0-6.
First base, number 9.
In the bottom of the second.
Tobias.
Ooh-wee. We have Dubias up to bat, number 9. She hits it. Kneeling catch by Izzy Palmisano. Beautiful. Sliding in, looking like a stage performer there, making it look flashy, making that catch.
Now batting.
Great play.
Playing third base, number 6, Katie Wozniak.
Getting out there. Runner on first. And Katie Wozniak up to bat. Low pitch. High pitch. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, runner on first. Turner's already scoring 2 runs this inning alone. Outside pitch, ball. Cassie Dion having some strong strikes at the beginning, but can't fade now because she has a whole game left to go. If Hopkins doesn't get mercied here. Whole game left to go. And strike thrown. There we go. As I said last time Hopkins played Turner's, can't have a good game without a good comeback. It's not the same. Super Bowl 51. Hits it, slam hit, going to Venditti. And makes the close one there, but pulls it in, which is the important.
Massey.
2 outs, runner on first. Janelle Massey up to bat, and Hopkins getting past those 3 power hitters. Swing and a miss. Sun is still out, surprisingly. There are clouds here, but the sun is just peeking through, finding its way every time. Hits it. Huge hit. Caught by Daisy Venditti, making 2 outs in this inning. Redemption for that dropped play, and Hopkins going into hit. And as Alexis pointed out, Hopkins is going to need to hit now if they want to stay in this game whatsoever. The score is 0-6. We can't wait until it's the last inning to get that momentum and that motivation. You just can't. This game's not even going to go to 7 innings if they continue to play like this offensively.
Yeah, certainly, but Izzy Palmisano is up to bat, so we got the top of the lineup going. Izzy Palmisano, Daisy Venditti, Taylor Berry, the top 3. So hopefully they're able to find those gaps like they did in the first inning when they had a 3-hit inning, but weren't able to get any runners home. Hopefully this time they will be able to get some runners home. So we are at the top of the 3rd. The score is 6-0 Turners. But Izzy Palmisano up to bat.
I am also looking back, seeing Greenfield warm up. That's going to be a cool game after. I don't know if anyone else is coming to stream a game, but we will see. And again, Hopkins baseball is playing, so best of luck to the baseball team. They don't start until 4, though, so right now it is gut check time for Hopkins. Really, they're really going to have to lock in here, no mistakes. It's going to be these walks, these drops that really kill this team here, because a perfect game for Hopkins is going to be a good game against Turners. So a bad game for Hopkins, what's that going to be against Turners? 0-6, 8-1, you know. So, top of the 3rd, no balls, no strikes, no outs, nobody on.
Here we go,
I think this is a really cool field to play at, though. It looks nice. Cool experience for the players. Strike. Perfect placement there from Madison. Hits it, drops, fielded by the left fielder, comes in from left to center. That was good backup by the left fielder, but they couldn't make that slide-in knee show play like Izzy Palmisano did, and Izzy's on first now. Now we see Daisy Venditti up to bat.
Just a huge shout out to Izzy. I mean, 2 for 2 already, able to find those gaps against a very strong pitcher, very tough pitcher. The back half of the lineup hasn't been able to quite decipher Maddie and her pitches, but Izzy certainly has, being able to into space.
Bunt. You guys at home know how I feel. There's no battling with any more outs. Please, no more bunts. Pitch count. My concern here is that if Daisy bunts, right, Izzy will advance to second, and then there's an out on the board. And then later, we're going to be getting an out and a swing and a miss. Later, we're going to be getting an out from something else, and then an out from something else, and then that out from bunting. That could have been a hit, a runner on. Even if it wasn't, at least you have the opportunity to get another runner on. And that puts the count at 2. Runner on first, no outs. strike, and that strikes Daisy out.
Golden Hawks. The shortstop, number 5, Taylor Berry.
Taylor Berry up to bat.
Berry.
Runner on first, 1 out. And time called. Also, my concern is Daisy's more of a hitter here. I can understand having a player like Izzy or having a player like Lily bunting, but Daisy's just not. Oh, and throwing down from the catcher, and she is safe. Daisy's fast. Don't get me wrong, Daisy's fast, but she's not the person I'd send on a bunt.
Expert here, but I do think bunting like a 1-run game in the 6th or 7th inning to try and advance the runner, but not when we are down 6-0. But again, not a softball expert. Maybe that was the right decision.
I think the point is here, you don't need to be a softball expert to see that bunting here, kind of ridiculous. Wild pitch. Ball. 3 balls against Taylor Berry, who is looking to get on. 1 out, runner on first. Strike.
Come on, T. We go, T.
Pop fly. Out of play. All of a sudden, too, Libertanian coming back from that 3 balls, no strike deficit and finding her way, climbing back up that mound to make it a full count.
Come on, T.
Swing and a miss. Huge pitching comeback there for Libertanian.
Lane Bailey.
And birthday girl, Lainey Bailey up to bat, but again, Hopkins putting themselves in a position where you have a runner on first, but there's 2 outs, so it's going to be tough to send any of our runners home. I think, see, Turner's has 5 hits, Hopkins has 4. It's not that much of a difference, yet Turner's just sending their players in, and Izzy Palmisano stealing, and she is safe. Beautiful slide there from Palmisano. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, runner on second. Whoa. We have some fighting from Turner's coach versus the ump. Whoa, and the Turner's coach just called him buddy. That is not something I'd want to call the guy deciding what calls you get. Woo-wee. We had pretty much disagreement about the call, and he's like, oh, I told you what I called it. And he's like, well, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, and then you get, oh, well, buddy, you know. 2 balls, no strikes. Three balls, no strikes. Lainey Bailey in a good position, but last time we saw Madison able to climb her way out of that deficit. So still a fight here for Bailey. Getting on base, runner on second, 2 outs. Ball 4, Lainey Bailey on base.
Was that an intentional walk? No. Sorry.
Now batting for the Golden Hawks, playing third base, number 9, Cassidy Mashensky.
Again, 2 runners on, but they're in a hard position to score here. Hopefully, Cassie Mashensky hits a great hit here. Low pitch, ball. Also something I've noticed about Madison as a pitcher is very consistent through all the games. But the one thing that really messed her up was the noise. We had the Hopkins fans, Hopkins baseball team, yelling their lungs out, and it just completely off this pitcher. And now we don't see that. And there we go. That's the hit I'm talking about from Mashensky. Izzy rounding in. Welcome home, Izzy Palmisano. First run in for this Hopkins Academy team. Great to see. Huge hit there from Cassie. Clutch hit, by the way. And Magic Potter up to bat. That's what they called her in the newspaper. Magic here. First and high pitch ball, one strike. Runners on first and second. High pitch ball. That I must have been outside instead of high because that looked like letters to me. He's been calling helmets, so why would letters be? Out of play, foul ball.
Here we go, Maggie. You got it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And high ball, full count against Potter. Huge moment here for Hopkins because there are runners on first and second. Hopefully Maggie gets on, capitalizing these runners on. But in a tough situation here with a full count with 2 outs. Wow! A perfect looking pitch called walk. That was almost perfect looking pitch.
Now batting for the Golden
Let's
Hawks,
go,
playing
Maggie.
third base, number 16, Jesse Markowski.
Time being called. I think that's reason number 1 why you don't call the umpire buddy. And Turner's taking some time to huddle up here. We now have bases loaded. Hopkins looking good this inning. But again, in a position with 2 outs, Jesse Markowski did strike out last time, so huge moment here for Jesse because it is a lot is really riding on her because if she gets a hit there and even sends 2, let's say she gets a good hit, sends double, she sends 2 of the runners in. That really closes this deficit. Score is 6-1 right now. So it is going to be huge, and if she strikes out, it is just going to be really tough. High pitch ball. Good eye for Markowski leaving that out there. In the past, she has taken some of the higher ones, so I'm glad she left that one up. Time being called from catcher, having to retie that glove up. Has to be in pristine condition. Just fixing up that glove. Gloves can be tough. They're touchy, you know. You get a glove that's not worn in, and you're in a tough position there to make a catch. we have her coming off the field.
Fans are reminded of the next game, Greenfield versus Tohoto. Those winners will meet at the University of Massachusetts on Friday at 3 p.m. for a state championship in Division 5.
I don't know if you could hear that good, but the winner of this game will play either Greenfield or Tohoto. And I'm pretty sure that game will be at UMass. That's going to be fun. Close to home, too, if it's Hopkins. It'd be fun to play at UMass. I mean, I went to the last game's state tournament, like their last game final. And we actually, I think I watched, it might have been Greenfield or Turners. It might have been Greenfield versus Turners. Greenfield won it last year. If it was Greenfield versus Turners, that would be pretty crazy, but oh, that's actually a different glove that the catcher is using here. Completely different glove. She's kind of flopping it around. High pitch ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Really nail biting here for Markowski because she needs to get on base. It is really important that she gets on.
Come on, Jessie.
Lily Elliott doing some practice swings with her. Oh, she gets foul tip. Lily Elliott doing some practice swings with those catching legs on. I think it looks kind of cool. She looks like, a macho man with those big legs because they're the same color as her pants, so it makes her look like super buff calves than normal Lily. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases are loaded. And swing and a miss. Man, that was a crucial moment for this game. Crucial moment for that game right there. Turners Falls 6, Hopkins Academy 1. And we are here today at the bottom of the 3rd. Game going by kind of slow, if you ask me. Time check here, it is 4:16. So game's kind of just inching by, 1 step at a time. But hopefully, of Turner's scoring and scoring because first inning they got 4 on that board for Turners now. But yeah, now that I'm looking even closer, identical jerseys. That's going to be a problem. I really think that's going to be a problem. And do we have some time? Because I don't think we finished those national holidays. I think I got a bit distracted at National Francis Day. I was excited. National Jane Day.
Jane? Do you say National Jane Day?
National Jane Day.
Ooh, my CrossFit coach's name is Jane, so shout out to her.
Score is 0-0 Hopkins Academy versus Pioneer right now.
Here we go, ladies.
And that is for baseball, by the way. That is for baseball, for any confusion. High outside pitch there for Dion.
It's just outside. Yeah. 2 balls, no strikes. It is quite hot up here, though. Yeah, it might be hotter up here than on the field. Directly in just the team getting together, try and calm the nerves of 8th grade pitcher Cassie Dion. Very mature, experienced, as she did pitch a significant amount her 7th grade year. So back in the box for number 10 for Turner's Falls. Just high, outside. Count now 3-0. That is a 4-pitch walk for Cassie.
Now batting for the Thunder, playing left field, number 7, Marilyn Abarua.
Abarua, number 7 for Turner's Falls, up to bat now. Strike.
Also, my father pointed out that it's Internet Safety Month, and we get a bunt from Turner's, and bobble by Dion, and it goes out of play. Oh, it doesn't go out of play. It goes behind the first baseman. I mean, there you go. If you want a bunt to work, I guess you just have to play it off some errors. And there we go. Another one of those putting a wrench in Hopkins' plans. Score for baseball, though. Hopkins 1, Pioneer 0. One strike, no balls. Runner on first and third. It's the second inning here in this Hopkins game, and for baseball, and there are 2 outs. High pitch, and we got a runner stealing, and again, another mistake from Hopkins. They didn't make the play. Goes behind, and a run gets in. Wow. Time is called. Rightfully so. I 100% have called time. Ridiculous. Cassie Dion looking frazzled, but that's a play I'd look frazzled after also. Now score is 7-1, and we just let mistakes change the score again. And as I want to say this again because this is super important. Hopkins, it is going to be a good game if Hopkins plays this Turner's team on a perfect day. Now, Hopkins is Turner's team, and they are absolutely.
I mean, no excuses here, though. This is the state semifinals. So excluding the outside, whether it's weather or any other factors that have occurred, such as the delay in today's game. The Turner's Falls team does not seem to be frazzled by that, as they have put up 7 runs this game. The delay. 1 player went up to bat for Hopkins.
And as Alexis said, Turner's has an excuse. Where's Hopkins? They don't have an excuse for playing sloppy. Pops it up again. Another ball. 2 strikes. Runner on third. 7-1. Turner's Falls. Hits the ball. Sacrifice going in. She got out, but that also got another run in for Turner's. 1 out, and they've already scored 2 this inning alone. There's already 1 out. Score 8-1. Strike.
innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 230,000 participants here in Massachusetts who take part in high school sports.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Right, I'm back, everyone, and we had some technical difficulties. Thank you for staying with us. If you stayed with us, we're sorry about that. But the stream was still on, so if you were watching, you would have seen some great play by Hopkins Academy. We had Cassie Dion stealing, sliding, hitting. Then we had Izzy Palmisano with RBI. And in the end, 2 runs came in at the top of the 4th.
I mean, Izzy with an all-around phenomenal day. She is 2 for 3, but she did get an RBI on that last out. So very, very consistent player and getting good hits for this Hopkins team, who is in quite the deficit right now.
And hit there from Turner's Falls. Perfect hit. Going right along that left foul line and rolling to the fence. Beautiful hit there. That's from the first baseman. She is a very good player who's had a lot of success hitting. But it's been an interesting game. So I'm sorry about the difficulties. I'm glad you are back with us now. No balls, no strike. Runner on second. No outs. And swing and a miss. Oh, actually, that was a foul ball. Swing and foul. Having some scoreboard issues here at Westfield State. It's not exactly right, but from my memory, I think it is a 2-1 count. And that's a 3-1 count. Scoreboard put up 2-1. Hopkins is hanging around. Turner's is playing good, but they're playing good, but they can't quite shake the Hopkins Hawks here. Is he making the play? It's like they're playing, they're winning, but they're playing pretty equal. They can't shake Hopkins. And this is Janelle Massey, shortstop, up to bat. And Hopkins making a play. Another one. Getting it out. It was hit to Cassie, who made the throw to Jesse. So 2 outs. Runner on third. Addison Talbot up to bat. a strike is thrown. 2 outs, no balls, 1 strike, runner on third. Strike 2, good pitch from Dion, dipping right in that zone. And the ball was thrown. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, I see a Greenfield player, and then I see the team that Greenfield's playing over there, and they are wearing. Oh, that is also a Greenfield. But I can't even tell. This is going to be a problem. And Cassie Dion gets a strikeout, sending Hopkins back into hit. Great rally there for Dion. Playing strong, playing maturely. Impressive. Hopkins really needing to start hitting here. They need to wake up these bats. Score is 3 Hopkins, 8 Westfield.
All right, Hopkins, it's going to be the top of the 5th coming up with Lainey Bailey up to bat, birthday girl. So Lainey Bailey up to bat, power hitter, and then we followed by Cassie Mushensky and I believe Maggie Potter. So big bats coming up for Hopkins. Need to get those bats going and find those spaces like some players have been doing this game.
Great points by Alexis. And Hopkins getting ready to swing. Lainey Bailey up to bat. Talking to Cassie Mushensky here, who looks happy about the game. She looks in high spirits, ready to play, ready to hit.
Let's go, Lainey.
Direct quote, she feels all right. Looking good over there.
What about you, Maggie P?
And Maggie Potter says she's feeling great with a thumbs up. Jesse Markowski, how do you feel? Oh, she says thumbs down, feeling bad.
Well, she did have 2
She struck out twice, and so she says she's feeling bad. Stay awake, stay awake, Smackowski. Hit a home run. That's why they call you Smackowski.
Hit it over the fence.
She says she'll try. She says she's gonna try for Hadley Media. And bunt from Lainey.
Jesse, I'm your biggest fan.
And they're saying that she's out, but that's a foul tip. That's how that foul tip works. It's not just out because she walks in.
Here we go, lady. Yeah, lady. Here we go, birthday girl. Woo!
Yeah, so a lot of arguments here from these Turner's coaches, which especially because like Hopkins has been taking a lot of call hits, but that's why you don't call the buddy. And strike 2 there for Bailey, Lainey Bailey.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's mad, because if you call the buddy, he's not gonna keep giving you these calls. It's just how that works. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, no outs. And high pitch ball. Hits it, goes right towards that Turner's dugout. Hitting the coach on the foot a bit. One of the assistant coaches.
Here we go, Lainey. Here we go.
He looks okay. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lainey staying alive here in this battle. See some Greenfield players scouting out their possibly future competition if they win the next game. And strike thrown. Lainey Bailey striking out. A lot of disagreement within the stands here. Taylor Berry disagreeing with that call a lot in the dugout.
Yeah, Mush! Woo! Go, Mush!
Cassie Mashensky up to bat.
Here we go, 9!
And pitch right along that belt. That strike. Good call. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on.
Yeah, Mush!
1-1 count. And low outside pitch. Ball. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Here we go, Mush!
I have word from the Potters that some very special people, the Antonellis, are listening. Maggie Potter wants to give a personal shout out to the Antonellis, some of her family. So it's great to see support from everyone. It's a great outlet, this media site here, to be able for families from far away to reach out and watch their players play. So hit by Cassie Mashensky, and it drops. And where are you going? Left fielder runs right by it. Cassie Mashensky sliding into third. She is safe. Triple there from Cassie Mashensky. Huge disagreement there from the third baseman. She's saying, no, she got up. No. But she's on third nevertheless. Great hit.
Great job by Mush keeping her head up the whole time, knowing that the Turner's Falls left fielder was somewhat jogging to the ball, not looking to make a quick play, so Mush taking full advantage of that. Maggie P up to bat. Very exciting.
Maggie Potter, huge hitter, but we have some huge disagreement from the Turner's fans about these calls. She was safe. I mean, and unless New York here, my family, wants to rewind that, she is, from what it looked like, safe. And also, for anyone wondering, New York is a football reference because that's what they do when there is a close call. They call to New York, so I'm calling to my family here for instant replay. Maggie goes for the bunt, tips it, goes behind. I don't know why they're having her bunt. Because if she does bunt, then I guess this is an okay situation to bunt in. This is an okay situation to bunt in because then if they make the throw, Cassidy has the opportunity to advance. So I'm not that mad about this one. I could be, but I'm not. Going in for the bunt, pulling back, hitting her in the knee. Yeah, Maggie Potter, take your base.
Come on, Jesse!
Poor Potter got hit right in that knee of hers.
Now batting for the Hawks, playing first base, number 16.
So we got runners on first and third, and Jessie Murkowski up to bat. She said she's not feeling good, but she better start feeling good because she's up to bat. Needs to send these players in. 1 out. Runners on first and third.
Jessie with 2 strikeouts, so hopefully she can get her bat going and make a big play right here to send Mush home. Get some more runs on the board.
Yeah, Jessie! 1 strike against Markowski. Outside ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And Jesse hits the ball, and it makes its way rolling past the second baseman to the outfield. Welcome home, Cassie Mashensky, and welcome home, Maggie Potter. There we go. Great hit there for Jesse Markowski, who's not feeling good. She looks great out there. So 2 runners in. Score 5-8. Hopkins turning this game around from being in such a big deficit. Now only 3 runs away. Now we see Lily Elia up to bat. Here we go, Lily, you got it! I remember something like this. 28-3. Sound familiar? Patriots versus Falcons Super Bowl. Comebacks, they happen. And this looks like a great one. If they can keep going, you know, it's if it ended now, we'd still lose, but if they can keep this going, this could be huge. And now what I don't want to see is in a clutch moment, Hopkins calling a bunt here. That's what I wouldn't like to see.
It's 8-5. Oh, it's the top of the 5th.
Bottom.
Bottom.
Oh, no.
No, top. They're in the top. They should have done.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lily, you got it, Lily! And Lily Elia up to bat. Here we go, Lily! She's doing great behind that plate here.
Did you mention pinch runner?
And we have a pinch runner in. Avery Verdi in for Jesse Markowski. Some speed on her, but Lily Elia pops that up. The problem with that pinch runner is Avery is, you have that, she's a great player, but you have that lack of experience there from other players, so it can be hard. You know, a lot of base running, like you see Taylor, she's very knowledgeable, so she runs the bases, and it's helpful, but Avery's very fast, so it'll be good to have her on. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on first.
Oh, 1 out. Perfect.
Yeah, Lily, you got it, Lily. Foul tip there for Elia. 2 strikes, 1 ball. You got it, Lily. You got it, girl. Nice. And a low pitch ball. And Avery stealing. And she's out. Out on the steal. So that's the second out there for Turner. Tough. So Lily's still up, 2 balls, 2 strikes, fighting here. Let's knock it out because now there's 2 outs, so puts her in a tough position. And strike 3.
Not quite the end of the inning they wanted, but great job adding some runs. Last inning, Cassie shut out the Turner's Falls team, so hopefully Hopkins winning 5-3 in the 3rd inning against Pioneer Valley in the state semifinals baseball game.
Even though we're streaming the softball game, we just as much support this baseball team. So glad to see they're winning, having some luck here today. And it kind of stinks that these games are at the same time because a lot of times you see support from the baseball team to the softball team. So unfortunate that you can't have that today, either side. And again, if you haven't heard, the baseball game is being streamed. It is posted on the Hadley Media Facebook page, so if you are looking to switch, I don't know why you would, but if you are looking to switch games, then you can't see baseball coverage. It's not covered by Hadley Media, so you won't have that Hadley authentic crisp to it, but it is there if you want to watch. Hopkins warming up. They look like they're feeling good, especially good recovery.
Are you hungry? I'm gonna see if Josh understands.
But I love the aggressiveness from Hopkins hitting. And even though Avery got out on that steal, it's important that they stay aggressive because bunting, not aggressive. Stealing, aggressive. And that's what I like to see because we're not going to win by, just not doing a lot of nothing. You're going to win by being aggressive, being strong out there. Low pitch ball goes behind Elliott, bouncing, rolling. All right, now that I turn around, I see the two teams playing right next to each other, back to back. They have the same jersey. The only difference is that one has black letters, one has white. Same jersey. That is going to be rough for these umpires calling outs, making plays. That is going to be a problem, I think. I think they're going to need to do something about that. Like, genuinely going to need to make a change because I don't know if that game can continue if both teams are looking like that. 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody on. There's that strike we're looking for. 2 ball. Oh, wasn't a strike. 3 balls, no strikes. No outs. And Cassie Dion throwing a strike, hopefully digging her way out of this hole. That is the 3-1 pitch count. Foul tip. Three balls, 2 strikes. Cassie making it a full count. Good job coming back from that 3 balls, no strike deficit. Foul tip. I'm so happy. Me too. Great idea. I was starving.
She said text her when you move.
Love it.
I'm not that. And the text I didn't really, but I told her you already saw them out.
And swing and a miss, Cassie Dion. Amazing strikeout. Good for you, Cassie.
Number 14, Mia Maragliano.
Swing and a miss. Ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on. Looked like a strike, but ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cassie Dion working hard on that mound there.
Cassie looking very poised. This is a big moment. Hopkins starting to close in on Turner's Falls lead. So great job by Cassie staying poised and composed and ready with a huge smile on her face. Very excited to see her out there with a big smile on her face.
100% agree. Popped up by Turner's Falls. And almost caught by a fan. But bubbled. That kind of, I assume that has to hurt. No glove. Bare hand in that. Alexis, do you want any more of these?
No, you can have them.
Thanks. These are so good. And fielded by Cassie Mashensky, making the throw. And Hopkins getting that second out. Doing a great job. Hopkins shut out Turner's last inning. Hopefully they can do it again because there's 2 outs, nobody on. And it's better to do it now than later because looks like Madison Libertanian is on deck.
Yeah, Cassie, you got it.
Hits it.
Yes!
And amazing catch from Taylor Berry. Huge catch from Taylor Berry.
Hopkins starting to come alive in the 5th inning. Very exciting. Hopefully they can carry the momentum on to the 6th inning as they hope to decrease the deficit, the 3-run deficit, and maybe even possibly take the lead.
And that's what you got to do. I mean, put your numbers on the board and take away Turner's. For the past 2 innings, Turner's has not scored anything. So huge for Hopkins.
With Izzy up to bat, I think.
And it looks like Izzy may be leading off Hopkins, so top of the order, that would be huge. Or Dion.
Actually,
I think
Cassie,
that's
Dion, and then we go top.
Cassie, then Izzy. So we're still going to be at a strong part in this lineup.
For sure. What's that?
Time check. The time here today is 5:02. And that was, again, a very impressive outing from Cassie Dion. Playing like a senior, only in 8th grade. I mean, you have some pitchers who never reach that level. Cassie Dion, you look great. Cassie, how do you feel? She says she feels good. I got that as a direct quote. And she's going up to bat. How do you feel about hitting? She has a nod. She has a nod. Insider media here. It's like inside the dugout. So before we were in the press box, we had some audio issues. We moved down. Now we are right next to player dugout. We are getting some inside takes from these players here. Score. 5, Hopkins Academy. 8, Turner's Falls. We are at the top of the 6th. Cassie Dion leading us off. She had some strong momentum going in from pitching there, so.
Yeah, 1-8.
Pop fly there from Dion. Foul. No balls, 1 strike. Outside pitch, ball.
Yeah, Cassie.
Foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. High wild pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cassie Dion being patient at bat, which is great. Hits the ball, rolling, and she makes her way to first with a hit. Huge play there for Cassie Dion, who is dominating today. And now back to the top of the order, Izzy Palmisano up to bat. High wild pitch, ball.
Hopkins being able to decipher Maddie's pitches a little bit better come game 3 against her. Towards the end of the game, which is allowing them to close in the deficit. Foul by Izzy. Taylor is pumped up, if I say so myself. How do you feel? I'm eating Jocelyn's snacks.
Talking to Taylor Berry a bit. She looks happy. I mean, this team's made a good comeback, so I'm glad she looks happy over there. She's flexing. She is flexing. Izzy has 2 balls, 1 strike. Low pitch, ball. 3 balls, 1 strike. Doing good over there. No outs, too, with runner on first. And Izzy Palmisano is walked. Now we have runners on first and second. Center fielder Daisy Venditti now up to bat. And strike thrown, bit of a low one.
Hopkins with all the momentum right now with 2 runners on base, Cassie Dion and Isabel Palmisano, with Daisy Venditti up to bat. That was a high pitch ball.
And great patience there from Daisy. Good to see it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner on second.
Yeah, dude, you got it, girl!
And strike thrown. Looks really inside.
Yeah, Daisy, you got it, Daisy!
So that puts us at 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Daisy hits the ball, fielded, and Cassie Dion is out at third.
Come on, Taylor, you got it, Taylor!
Now Taylor Berry is up to bat.
Go, T-Money!
Taylor Berry. Berry.
Come on, T-Money, you got it!
So again, strong hitter, but now there's 1 out. Runner on first. Taylor Berry up to bat. Thanks.
Yeah, T-Money!
And outside pitch ball. And we see the Hopkins team rallying together, really making some noise here.
Yeah, Taylor!
And low pitch bouncing. Izzy and Daisy both advance. We now have runners on second and third. 1 out. And Taylor Berry in a good position to send these runners home. And even one of them home with a single, but preferably a double, maybe even getting both home. Intentional walk against Taylor Berry. Wow.
Here we go, birthday girl!
That's really unfortunate because Taylor's a good hitter. I wanted to see what she had up her sleeve here. But I guess this is how Turner's felt for Madison, so, you know, it's a smart move.
Yeah, Lady Bailey!
Laney Bailey up to bat.
Come on, Mush, you got it, Mush.
And strike thrown, good pitch there. Again, there's only 1 out, so whatever happens here with Laney. We still have another out to fall on, which is great. Hopkins in a good position. Bases are loaded. And outside pitch, ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
Hopkins doing a great job taking their time, looking to, at each pitch well. So, yeah, bases loaded. That's a strike.
So Laney in an unfortunate position here with 1 ball, 2 strikes, anything close now she has to be swinging at, and Coach Christopher calling time.
Yeah, Laney B, you got it.
Laney walking back to that plate, ready to hit. Birthday girl Bailey up to bat. High pitch ball. She worked her way up from an unfortunate situation, and now there is, according to the scoreboard, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And swinging and miss that, strike 3, unfortunately. But in good news now, we are not, switching innings. Hopkins still has an opportunity here to put a score on the board. And Cassie Mashinsky, no better person to do it than her. She is up to bat.
You got it, Mark. Contact.
Really anything will help here. She just really needs to get a single, anything easy to send somebody home. Close that deficit. She hits it, and unfortunate, she is out at first. Really unlucky there for Hopkins as they had the bases loaded. So just really heartbreaking. It's a hope that kills you there.
Again, fans, a reminder following this game will be the second semifinal game in Division 5 for the MIAA softball tournament. It will feature the number 1 seed, Greenfield Green Wave, and the number 4 seed, Tohoto Stags.
Yeah, so Tohoto and Greenfield, they're talking about it now over the speaker here. I've said it a bunch. Those jerseys, woo-wee. Talk about matching. Identical jerseys there. I don't know how they're going to do that. But Hopkins almost out of reach there, working their way back up. Only in a 3-run, they only need, it's 5-8, right? So not far away. They need 3 more runs to tie. And it's the 6th, and they didn't get it. So next inning's really going to be huge, right? They got to score those, and that also means that they have to stop Turners from hitting now.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I haven't seen you in such a long time.
All right, Turner's starting at top of the order. A bit of a deadly part of their order. Madison, the girl that they intentionally walked, is up to bat. She pops it up. That is foul, strike 1. One ball, 1 strike, no outs, nobody on. And Libetanian getting a smack hit on that, but good fielding by Lainey Bailey, holding her at a single.
Now batting for the Thunder, the catcher, number 18, Holly Myers.
So runner on first, no balls, no strikes, no outs. That's strike one. And a strike is thrown. 2 strikes, no balls. Cassidy looking good out there. Neon Dion. But calling time to talk. Quick discussion here. Think it was more likely called by Turners, but now we see Greenfield heading over with all their stuff. That's gonna be a exciting game. I've actually never heard of the other team that they're playing, which is Is Alexis coming?
Number 16, Autumn Thornton.
All right, we had a
enters the game
bit more technical
for Morgan
difficulties, so we're
Tobias.
moving over here now.
Thornton for Tobias. Now batting, playing third
We
base,
had a
number
run
6,
get
Katie
in
Wozniak.
for Turners, and now Katie Wozniak is up to bat. Here we go, Cassie! And outside pitch. Ball 1. 1 out. But that run was played in to make it 9-5 Turners. Swing and a miss. It was just a bit outside, so couldn't get any contact on that. One ball, one strike, runner on first. And huge hit again, but caught by Daisy Venditti.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 12, Janelle Massey.
Now Janelle Massey up to bat. We have a runner on first. And strike there. She's had one of the biggest hits of the day with that huge double. So that was a couple innings ago. And inside, Lily doing a great job of stopping the runner from getting back. And that is a great throw there from Lily Elia. Just finding its way right into Jessie's glove. But tagged up. And swinging at a low one, but it happens to go behind Elia, so runner steals the second. But it's good to get another strike on there. That means 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hopkins needing 1 more to get back to hit.
Hey, here you go, Janelle. Let's go. Every single day.
And strike 3 there for Cassie Dion. Neon Dion looking great out there, making her way in. So young, so mature playing, so it's great to see her have so much success here. Now we're going to be at the top of the 7th. This is Hopkins' last chance to close back this deficit. They've done great hitting, but now is where it counts. Hopkins is going to be ready, but that also means Turner's is going to be ready, packing some heat from that mound. We have a sub being made.
9, Morgan Tobias re-enters the game.
And Morgan Tobias re-entering the game. I never knew she was subbed out. But we have...
Oh, I'm sorry, Tobias.
Oh, it's Tobias, not... Some quick subs. But Hopkins now at 5. Turner's at 9. This is the chance, the opportunity here. If Hopkins wants to continue playing, make their way to the state finals, continue playing, or their season may be over here. So this is where it really counts. Alexis, do you have any comment on this?
Oh, sorry, microphone cord got stuck. But the Hopkins girls seem pumped. They got a lot of smiles on their faces. Maggie P up. Hopkins is going to need a big inning. They can certainly do it. It's not impossible, but it's going to take a big effort from this back half of the lineup of Hopkins Academy. So if they are unable to capitalize in this top of the inning, their season will be over. But if they are able to prevail and score some runs, they will be in a good position to head on to the state finals.
Good insight. Now Maggie Powder getting ready. And we see Hopkins dancing to this funky music. Oh, but it turned off, so their dancing stopped fairly quickly. Leading off here, Maggie Potter.
State semifinal softball tournament game. Number 3, playing second base, Maggie Potter.
Yeah, Maggie P!
Gonna be huge here for her. And we have Turner's looking really locked in. So it's not only a matter of if Hopkins can hit, it's just how ready is Turner's, because they look locked. And Maggie has had a great game too. She's hit by a pitch, so she's ready, looking to hit. Strike. So Hopkins looking hot, getting ready, hoping these bats are just as warm. And she hits, and it dropped, no catch made, ball still rolling. She's looking aggressive, stays at first. So great job by Maggie Potter, keeping her team looking good.
Now batting for the Golden Hawks, playing first.
Jessie Markowski up to bat. She's really got to put some good luck into this bat here.
on the sidelines, high pitch there, but on the sidelines we see Taylor giving some words of wisdom to freshman catcher Lily Elliott, just telling her to stay calm. You know, this is a big moment. They're trying to come back. They're trying to come back to make it to the state finals. So senior to freshman, some words of advice as a senior who is very experienced. A strike, a swing and a miss.
And now Jessie is facing 1-1 count with runner on first, no outs. Hopefully she will keep it that way. And just any outs would really put a wrench early in these Hopkins plans of making a comeback. So, and there's strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jessie looking ready, but I mean, the pressure's on, so this is really seeing how clutch Hopkins is here, because these moments are really intense. She hits it. It is bobbled by the fielder. Turner's not being able to make that play, which should be an easy out. So it's really it's really now is Hopkins Hopkins is making these hits that could definitely be outs, and now it's a matter of if Turner's wants to tune up to the heat coming in. They've got to compensate out. So this is just as much a big moment for Hopkins as it is for a big moment for Turner's. Closing this deficit would be a huge lead blown. Can't have a good game without a good comeback. Lily Elliott now up to bat. Young catcher, ready to put some power on these bats. Yeah, get on base.
Here we go, Lily. Here we go, Lil. You got it, Lily.
And she swings really early at a low pitch. Needing to be selective there. Just kind of being overzealous, wanting to get on, but understandable. Has to really be patient for these pitches here. And strike 2, no balls, 2 strikes, no outs, runners on first and second. Huge moment here for Lily.
You got it, Lily.
Outside pitch. And good eye from Elia. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Come on, Lily, you got it.
Hits it. And Turner's tagging up. So Lily gets out there, but both runners advance to second and third. So even though she got out, it still worked out in a way for Hopkins. Now Cassie Dion is up to bat. She's looking good today, so hopefully she can carry this fire from pitching to hitting. Let's see what she's got in store waiting for us. Hits the ball, and Maggie gets in. And we have runner is safe at third. Huge, very ups. They're looking for Turner's looking for the double play. Fans in the stands here for Turner's very upset, outraged even. But we have an out. That puts 2 outs. Top of the order.
Fielder, number 10, Isabel Palmisano.
Now Izzy Palmisano up to bat. Hopkins putting themselves in a sticky situation here. Score 6-9. Turner's only needing 1 more out.
Come on, Iz, you got it, Iz.
So we have Avery Verdi pinch running in here for Jessie.
Avery, come on, Avery, you got it.
Number 8, Avery Verdi in the game for Markowski.
Izzy having an amazing game, so hopefully she can continue that in this clutch moment. Really important because we have a runner on third right now, so pretty much if she gets on, it could be a good opportunity to send Avery home. And a strike thrown from Madison. Hopkins bench sounding kind of quiet, really needing to pick up the noise here because that is what has rattled her. Hawks are swooping in, hopefully taking away this deficit, but now we're in a sticky situation. And Izzy gets a pop fly here. Foul tip. This game is 1 strike away from ending. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So huge moment here. Will Hopkins continue this game or will it end now? And low rolling pitch gets blocked by the catcher from that going behind. And low outside pitch, ball 2-2 count, 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2s all across the board. Intense moment of the game here. And it's been hit, bobbled, Avery Verdi is home, and Izzy Palmisano has found herself on first base. That run deficit closing by another one. Daisy Venditti up to bat. And that is an error on Massey there.
Yeah, Daisy, you got it!
Score, 7 Hopkins, 9 Turners.
Here we go, Venditti!
Playing center field, number 17, Daisy Venditti.
So Daisy Venditti really needing to get the bat here. There's 2 outs, runner on first, so tough situation.
Yeah, Daisy!
And foul tip, hitting something in the press box, not one of our cameras. So, no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs.
Yeah, Daisy!
1-1 count, runner on first, 2 outs. And if Daisy gets on, we're in a good position with Taylor Berry up to bat. Someone they're scared enough to purposely walk. And she hits it, and that ends it for Turners.
Turners Falls advances to the state championship.
Now Turners Falls will be advancing to the state championship game Friday at UMass.
Turners will play the winner of our next game.
Really unfortunate, but Turners will play the winner of the next game, which will be starting shortly, a bit late. The game was supposed to start at 5. It's 5:34. Both teams looked warmed up, but we have some Turners chance. Hopkins putting in a good run as their last game didn't end this close. Hopkins, a team that can really put up with them, but as I said, those walks, those little things really come back to bite you. And it's just really unfortunate because Hopkins, if they played like they did at the end, then it would have been a very different game because Turners in these last 3 innings putting up a 0-0 and a 1. So just unlucky. Hopkins really putting up a fight at the end. It's sad to see such a good season end from Hopkins Academy, but they've had a lot of success making their way to the state semis and making their way to the Western Mass Championship. Something to be proud of, though the score didn't end their way. I'm proud of all of these players, this whole team. It's good to see them rally together.
Yeah, again, got stuck. Sorry about that. A huge congrats to the Hopkins seniors. I mean, what a run they had, making it to the Western Mass Finals, and here again in the semifinals, beating out an opponent that was ranked higher than them to make it here. What a season they had. They played together. They played well. They've had some big moments, but what a way to end the season on a high note with a great run. End of the game run.
And good news, though, Hopkins baseball winning 6-3 in their game. So you can tune in and watch that game, especially now that ours is over. Support all your Hopkins teams. thank you very much for watching. It has been a great season. Thank you for listening to me through this softball season. This has been my first, but not my last. So thank you for supporting and listening to me through all these softball games. It's been great to be here, great to watch my friends, my teammates play. And it's been a great opportunity I've had to be here with Hadley Media. And we will not be holding post-game interviews. Thank you for watching. See you if baseball wins soon.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 230,000 participants here in Massachusetts who take part in high school sports.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start?
Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great. Participate!
The rights fee to the cable cast has been waived by the MIAA on behalf of the students of Hopkins Academy. The MIAA represents nearly 400 senior high schools across the Commonwealth and more than 200,000 young men and women who participate annually in the MIAA governed athletic competition. Any rebroadcast or republication of this program without the written consent of the MIAA is prohibited.